fractions and decimals. All right. Hopefully you already have this glued in. Both fractions and decimal numbers can be used to represent parts of a whole. So they're not the whole thing, just pieces. Fractions and decimals, they represent that for you. All right. On the left we have the whole figure into 5 equal parts and shaded 4 of them, so that's 4/5. And on the right we have the same figure, the same square divided into 10 equal parts, and 8 of them are shaded to represent 8/10 or 0.8. Anything you notice? Yeah, they're equal. This is the same amount of cake as this. Cake in my belly. So 4/5 equals, write that down please, 4/5 is equivalent to 0.8. All right? Decimals and fractions are friends. They're basically the same thing twice. Sometimes you represent it in a fraction form. Sometimes you represent parts of a whole in decimal form. All right, easy peasy. Moving on. One way to change forms from fraction form to decimal form is to divide. And what do I mean? 3 divided by 8. That fraction bar means to divide. So that's what you do. 3 divided by 8. If it looks funny when you're changing a fraction to a decimal, then you're doing it right. All right? Don't forget, this is 3 divided by 8 or 8 into 3. I mean, it is funny looking. So in order to do that, we're changing to decimal world anyway, we add a decimal 0. Make sense? All right. Decimal straight up, we can start dividing. 8 won't go into 3, but it will go into 30. What? 8 times 3, 24. 8 times 4 is 32. So yeah, 3. 8 times 3 is 24. Add another 0. Bring it down. Let's see. 8 into 60 goes 7 for 56. 4. Placeholder down one more. 8 into 40 goes 5. Guess what? 3/8 is equivalent to 0.375. Pretty cool? All right. Let's try one more. 1 divided by 30. What does 1/30th look like as a decimal? Well, 1, I'm going to do it up here, divided by 30. Looks crazy, right? It is crazy, but remember, we're going to decimal world, so we add a decimal 0. Was that enough? Will 30 go into 10? No. So we add another 0. You can add as many zeros as you need. Remember that. 30 into 1? No. 30 into 10? No. 30 won't fit into 10. But 30 will fit into 100. 3 times 490. Awesome. All right. Add another 0. Bring it down. 30 into 100 also goes 3, 4, 90. Uh-oh. Anybody see what's happening here? Yes. Okay. So this number's going to go on, and this long division is going to go on forever. It's never going to end. So just, go ahead and write it in our notes. Let me try a different color for fun. This decimal form is called terminating decimal. This is a terminating decimal because it terminates, it ends. I mean, this is 8 times 5 is 40, remainder 0, it ends. Okay? But this one is going to be going on forever. We're always going to find another 3 to go into another 100, and this one's called a repeating decimal. And the best way to write a repeating decimal is, I think you guys all know, 1/30th is equal to don't forget the 0 in front, 0, 3, and put the bar over the number that's being repeated. Is the 0 being repeated? 0, 0, 0, 3, 0, 3, 0? No, just the 3. So the repeating bar goes only over the digit that's being repeated. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 forever. This says 0.0, 3, 3, 3 is forever. Pretty cool? Good review. All right, so one way to change a fraction form to decimal form is to divide, or there's a simpler way sometimes, not always. You could also change the denominator to a power of 10. Let's review. What is power of 10s? 10. 10 times 10, 100. 10 times 10, 1,000. So if the bottom number is a 10, 100, or 1,000, that's your friend because that's decimal form. Yeah, I'll show you. Okay, so 3/10 is 3 in the 10th place. Easy? Yeah? Yeah? Uh-huh. So we're just changing these fractions back to their decimal form. All right, this one right here. Well, can I make this a power of 10 on the bottom? 10, 100, or 1,000 can go here. And if I can change this to this to make an equivalent fraction, look what I got. 5 times 2, 10. 2 times 2, 4. 4 tenths. Decimal form, 4 tenths. Yeah, this is your friend. And then this one, is there a power of 10 that 20 will divide evenly into? Will 20 go into 10? No. What about 100? So you can put 100 on the bottom and say times 5 times 5, this is 15 hundredths. Well, do you know how to write 15 hundredths as a decimal? You better be able to write 15 in the hundredths place, tenths, hundredths. Cool. Moving on. There's a page 2, sorry about that. They crammed a lot in one lesson. So we're going to talk about rounding repeaters, just in case you come across one and you need to know. So the top half, rounding repeaters. I want you to round 42.617 to the nearest millionth. That is the, oh gosh, the 6th place value out. Okay, so first thing we do is we write it out, because this is not the actual terminating ending of the decimal. This is, it keeps going, doesn't it? So it's 42.617, and it keeps going on forever. And then number 2, we underline the millions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tenths, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. Anyway, that's it. So we underline the millions place, and then, thank you, Reese. If the number behind, look at the number behind, if it is 5 or more, you up this score. So that turns into an 8. If it's 4 or less, you just let this rest and stay 7. But since this is 5 or more, this goes up to an 8. Pretty cool? Now, all the numbers behind the underlined number turn to zeros and fall off. So you don't even have to write them as zeros. They're just gone. But you still need all the values in front. I'm writing over my writing. Sorry about that. But that is this answer rounded to the, well, this repeating decimal rounded to the millions. So once you round it, that's getting rid of the bar. I mean, it's not repeating. That is just its rounded version. It's not the exact answer. Pretty cool? And so let's try one. Let's round 0.83 repeating to the nearest thousands, tenths, hundreds, thousands. We need to go 3 places, so we write it out. Everybody try this one right now. And we're back. 0.833333 forever. And we underline the thousands place. And we look at the number behind. 3 makes 3, let it rest. So this rounded version is 833 because all those turn to zeros and they fall off. Boom! See ya! So this is the estimated version, or rounded version of this decimal. Oh! One more thing. What if you want to change a decimal back to a fraction? Is it going to take all that long division? No. This is too easy. You say it, you write it, you simplify it. Want me to show you? Okay. You say it. 35 hundredths. You say 35 hundredths. That's what you say. That's your little voice marks, you know. 35 hundredths. You say it, you write it. I heard this. Didn't you hear that? When you said 35 hundredths, didn't you hear 35 hundredths? And then you simplify it, because all fractions need to be in their simplest form most of the time. And so this is one of those cases, and that's the final answer done. Say it, write it, simplify it. Let's do this one. Say it, write it, simplify it. This is tenths, hundredths, thousands. This is 29 thousandths. Say it, 29 thousandths. Write it, 29 thousandths. Simplify it. That's a prime number. Done.